So yeah, Spider-Man Far From Home. I saw the movie. And I'm not gonna lie, I was beginning to lose faith in the MCU. I mean, after Endgame, what else did they release? I mean, Spider-Man Far From Home was good. Shang-Chi was actually pretty good. I did not see the Eternals because I heard the Eternals was dog shit. I heard that shit was fucking garbage. I heard that shit was doo-doo. I heard nobody liked that movie. I heard it was just focusing on filling out check boxes and not telling an actual story. Not worth my time. So I will not be watching that movie. I see no reason to. So no, I did not watch that movie. So yeah, that was garbage. Black Widow. I already told you how I felt about that movie. It was alright, but the final villain was fucking weird. And I know exactly what they were trying to do with the final villain like that. What type of character they were going for. Ugh, you know. But Marvel, I just haven't been feeling it lately, bro. No one watched Eternals? Oh, man. I don't, can you blame them? So, I mean, this was a Spider-Man movie, and like, once I heard what this Spider-Man movie was bringing to the table, I knew Marvel wasn't going to disappoint. And you know what? They didn't. What we have is a Spider-Man movie bigger than any other before. Any other Spider-Man movie before. What we have is a celebration of Spider-Man as a character. And what we also have is a celebration of Spider-Man on film, period. Well, movie, I guess. Because, you know, the Japanese Spider-Man isn't on here. But, you know what I mean. This is a celebration of Spider-Man fans. This is a movie that, no matter when you've seen Spider-Man, you have to go and see this movie. Because you know who's in the movie. I don't need to say it, but you guys know it. It's really not spoiler at this point. Come on. Everyone knows this. So don't be surprised and fucking cry. You knew they were going to be in the movie, alright? Let's be real. But, all in all, the way the movie went, it starts like moments after fucking Far From Home. So, you know, we're starting right from there. So shit is already hitting the fan at the start. And from there, like, everything just flows naturally, you know? It's a very hectic movie, funny because it's an MCU movie, so they're going to have comedy. But it was just, I like this Spider-Man's universe. I like that he was different. You know, like, he wasn't like the previous Spider-Mans. He has all this crazy shit going on. We have all this Doctor Strange involved. We have all this multiverse bullshit going on. And, like, this is a Spider-Man movie, bro. But, like, it's because he's connected to the MCU that they get to do this. And that's what makes this Spider-Man different from any other Spider-Man we had on film before. It's because this is the MCU that we get to, like, just go ham. And this Spider-Man movie takes the scales higher than any other Spider-Man movie before this one. This is, the stakes on this movie's, and it's an Avengers level stake, alright? The stakes are pretty fucking high in this movie. A little too high for this motherfucker Spider-Man to take care of alone. This little shit, alright? He's a little too young for this shit. Don't get me wrong, he has experience, alright? He helped in the war, but let's be real here. This man ain't going toe-to-toe with a real one like Thanos, alright? I'm just keeping it 100. Cap ain't that strong, but he get the experience and not get fucked up by Thanos, alright? And this kid does it. Oh, my God. Oh. But this movie was to put him inside that situation. This movie was putting him... This movie was to put this version of Spider-Man to the test. What would he do if, like, villains far more powerful than he is, on a scale that he couldn't even imagine, all came? Now, I'm not saying that the villains individually were a problem, but as a collective whole, yeah, pretty much of a fucking... And where they came from, pretty big problem. This movie was a roller coaster ride. It did things I didn't think it was going to do. There is a tragedy in the movie. Unfortunately, had to happen, and then this movie fills all the check boxes. You got your romance, you got your little action, you got what else do you have? Um, we got we got the gore. Or even no, wait, no more. We got violence. We don't have any gore now. All right, you got your violence. You know what it is. This is a Spider-Man movie through and through, and this one. Listen, just watch this movie. If you liked any Spider-Man movie in the past, watch this movie. If you like Spider-Man, if you like any Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, if you like the Amazing Spider-Man. Funnily enough, I like the Amazing Spider-Man movies. I didn't like the second one that much. It had its issues, but I just liked Andrew Garfield as an actor back then. I also liked his first costume too. A lot of people didn't like his first costume. Looking back on it, yeah, I see why. It's ugly. But if they gave it if they touched it up a little bit, it could have been better. But like what they were going for, like the design, it could have worked out if they were smarter. The lines weren't bold enough, if I'm not mistaken. If they made the lines more bolder, but they kept the whole design, that shit could have been sexy. I liked how his fucking lights flashed every time he shot his web. That shit was cool. But hence they went with the original route in the second movie, and you can't go wrong with that. But yeah, these movies have their ups, they have their flaws. But if you have any of these movies, you have to watch this one. You have to. It's that good of a movie. Damn. This movie is mandatory to watch, I think, if you're like keeping up with the whole Infinity shit, because this actually moves the plot forward. The plot is moving forward. What was the last movie that came out before this one? Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi didn't really... I'm not trying to be an asshole, but it didn't really move the overall plot forward. It just introduced us to a new character. I didn't see Eternals. This movie is moving the entire MCU forward. This is a must-watch. Things are different now for everyone. This is an event movie, alright? It's not an Avengers movie, but it's an event. It's an event. That means something happened that alters everything. Something that's carrying over. So this movie is a must-see. I think I'm doing pretty good with this spoiler-free shit. I'm really struggling, believe it or not. You're right. This shit is hard. Not talking about this shit in detail. But I think I'm selling it pretty good. I give this movie a 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10 even. Fuck it. Let's give it a 10 out of 10. No, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. There were things in this movie I didn't like. But it was me being nitpicky though. That's all it was. What made it better is that I saw this movie in 4D, and this was my first time seeing 4D. That was an experience. You know what? And that's a good way to not fall asleep during a movie. I mean, I wasn't going to fall asleep at all, but trust me, if you're afraid you're going to fall asleep in a movie that you really don't want to fall asleep on because you know it's going to be fire, let's say you're tired, maybe if you have the extra money, watch that shit in 4D, because you will be thrown out of your fucking borderline bodied by your own seat at certain points. You will have unknown substances sprayed on your face. Or not directly in your face, but sprayed into the air. It really is an experience. So for this movie, the stream's fucking up. Hold on, let me make sure. Oh yeah, I saw Days of Future Past. That was a pretty cool movie. Saw it in 4D, huh? Yeah, this is my first time seeing 4D. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, this movie was dope. Let me see. So, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I saw it in 4D. I busted 9 for this movie. I busted 9 nuts for this movie. This movie was great. That's a good... busting 9 for one movie, that's pretty damn good. That's pretty good. So, definitely worth the watch. Go see it before Kim Kardashian spoils it for you. Like she did millions of others already. Just saying. And if you haven't seen it already, soon it's going to be about time for people to start talking about spoiling. Once 2022 comes, it's over. It's open season for spoiler. So yeah, that's my spoiler-free movie review. And I guess I'll do the spoiler review on my channel. I guess I'll record it. I don't want to talk about it on stream because there's people who haven't seen the movie yet.